Thank you for being patient with me as this video took so long to come out. I haven't been feeling well the past couple of weeks and my voice is just now getting back to the point where I can talk normally and record. But anyway, today we are going to be making this cute little strawberry keychain. This one has a tag on it because I took it to a market. But it is going to be super easy. This is an intermediate / beginner if you're more adventurous in your crochet. I will have a list of all of the stitches used. I do show you how to do the puff stitch, but prior knowledge is always a good thing in case you need to reach out to other sources if you don't understand the explanation that I did. I will also put a list of all the materials used on the screen, and there will be a complete written pattern in the description box below. As always, if I'm going to use the YouTube settings to speed up or slow down the video based on your needs. We are going to begin making our strawberry by creating a magic circle and chaining 1. For round 1, we are going to be doing 4 puff stitch into the magic ring. To make a puff stitch, we are going to yarn over, go into the magic ring, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Make sure all these loops are the same height. We are going to continue this process of yarning over, going into the magic ring, yarning over, and pulling up a loop 4 times total for each puff stitch until you have 9 loops on your hook. Once you have 9 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 9 loops so that you join them all together at once. Chain 1 and you have finished your first puff stitch. Do this process 3 more times and I'll meet you back here at the end of round 1. When you have all 4 puff stitches, you're going to pull your magic ring closed and slip stitch into the top of the first puff stitch that you made. Chain 1 and then you can begin round 2. For round 2, we are going to be doing 4 sets of increases by finding that space in between the 2 puff stitches and doing 2 puff stitches in that space. At the end of this round, you should have 8 puff stitches. finish off round 2, we are just going to slip stitch into the top of that first puff stitch and chain 1. For round 3, place 1 puff stitch in the first space between the puff stitches of the previous round, and then increase in the next space. You should have 12 puff stitches at the end of this round. To finish round 3, slip stitch to the top of the first puff stitch and chain 1. Round 4 is going to consist of 6 decreases. In order to decrease, we are going to create a puff stitch by going behind a puff stitch of the previous round. So yarn over, go into your first space and out of your second space. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Repeat this process using the third and fourth spaces, and so on. Slip stitch into the top of the first puff stitch and finish off, and make sure you leave a long tail so that we can sew the top of the strawberry closed. Flip your strawberry inside out and weave in your magic ring in, and then flip it the correct way again. Next, we're going to lightly stuff our strawberry. Make sure you're not overstuffing it because puff stitches tend to have a little gap between each of them, and if you put too much stuffing in, you will be able to see it through the stitches. Use the tail to weave through the outer loops of the top stitches and cinch the hole closed, and then weave in your end. Your strawberry is now done, so we're going to move on to creating the leaves at the top. So make a magic ring and chain 1. To make a leaf, you're going to start with a half double crochet and then chain 4. Find the second chain from your hook and single crochet into it in the next 2 chains. That completes your first leaf, so you're going to just repeat that half double crochet, chain 4, 3 single crochets repeatedly until you get the amount of leaves that you want. I normally go for around 7 leaves. When you have the amount of leaves that you want, you can pull your ring closed and slip stitch into the top of the half double crochet at the beginning of the round. You can cut your yarn off now, but make sure you leave a pretty decently long tail so that you can sew the leaves to the top of your strawberry. Go ahead and weave in the tail to your magic ring. Place your leaves on top of the strawberry. Make sure your right side is the one that is facing up and use the tail end to sew it onto the strawberry. If you want your leaves to be more flat and like hugging onto the strawberry, then you'll need to sew each individual leaf onto it. But if you want a more natural look, then just sew around the center like I am here. When you finish sewing on your leaves, do not cut the yarn off if you want to do a keychain on top, but if you are not going to do a keychain, then you can just weave in your end. Like I said, if you do not want a keychain on your strawberry, you can go ahead and weave in that tail and then you're done. But if you do want a keychain and yours is like mine where you can't just close it up with the pliers, then you can use this tail to go ahead and sew that keychain on, and that way you don't have one more string to weave in at the end. thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you like your little strawberry keychain. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section below and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Also, feel free to let me know any patterns or tutorials that you are wanting me to make in the comment section below and I will try to make them. If you did find this tutorial helpful, then hit the subscription button below. Thank you guys for being here and I will see you in the next video.